Greetings children, let's start discussing questions from Chapter 3 Metals and Non-Metals. This is the second video in the series.
Which property of graphite is utilized for making electrodes? Solution: since graphite is a good conductor of electricity, it is used in making electrodes. Name two nonmetals which are both brittle and non-ductile. Sulfur and phosphorus. Explain why the surface of some metals acquires a dull appearance when exposed to air for a long time. The surface of some metals acquires a dull appearance when exposed to air for a long time because metals form a thin layer of oxides, carbonates, or sulfides on their surface by the slow action of various gases present in air.
Fill in the following blanks with suitable words. A magnesium liberates hydrogen gas on reacting with hot boiling water. B. The white powder formed when magnesium ribbon burns and oxygen is of magnesium oxide. Ordinary aluminum stripes are not attacked by water because of the presence of a layer of aluminum oxide on the surface of aluminum. A metal having low melting point is sodium, but a non-metal having very high melting point is diamond. Calcium is a less reactive metal than sodium.
Short answer type questions. 36. What is meant by saying that the metals are malleable and ductile? Explain with examples. Answer: metals are malleable because it can be pressed into thin sheets with hammer. Example: aluminium. Metals are ductile because it can be stretched into wire without breaking. Name two metals which are both malleable and ductile. Answer: aluminium and copper are both malleable and ductile. Which property of iron metal is utilized in producing iron sheets required for making buckets? Answer: malleable property is utilized in producing iron sheets required for making buckets. Which property of copper metal is utilized in making thin wires? Answer: ductile property is utilized in making thin wires.
Name two metals which react violently with cold water. Write any three observations you would make when such a metal is dropped into water. How would you identify the gas evolved, if any, during the reaction? Solution: sodium and potassium are the two metals which react violently with cold water. Three observations. 1. Reaction is exothermic and huge amount of heat is produced. 2. Hydrogen gas is evolved. 3. Small explosion with a pop sound takes place. If the gas evolved is hydrogen gas, then it will make a pop sound.
A. With the help of examples, describe how metal oxides differ from non-metal oxides. Solution: A. Metal oxides are basic in nature, which can turn red litmus solution to blue, while non-metals oxides are generally acidic in nature and turns blue litmus to red. For example, sodium oxide is basic in nature, and sulfur dioxide is basic in nature. B. Which of the following elements would yield I. An acidic oxide, i.e., a basic oxide, and e. a neutral oxide? N. A sodium, S. Sulfur, C. Carbon, K. Potassium, H. Hydrogen. Answer: I. S. Sulfur and C. Carbon would yield acidic oxides, i.e., basic oxides are N. A sodium and K. Potassium. E. Neutral oxides is H. Hydrogen. A. What are amphoteric oxides? Give two examples of amphoteric oxides. Solution: A. Amphoteric oxides are those which show basic as well as acidic character. Examples: aluminium oxide and zinc oxide. B. Choose the acidic oxides, basic oxides and neutral oxides from the following: Na2O sodium oxide, CO2 carbon dioxide, CO carbon monoxide, SO2 sulfur dioxide, MgO magnesium oxide, N2O nitrous oxide, H2O water. Answer: acidic oxide. CO2 carbon dioxide, CO carbon monoxide, SO2 sulfur dioxide. Basic oxides: Na2O sodium oxide, MgO magnesium oxide. Neutral oxide, H2O water.
C. Which of the following are amphoteric oxides? MgO magnesium oxide, ZnO zinc oxide, P2O3 phosphorus trioxide, Al2O3 aluminum oxide, NO2 nitrogen dioxide. Answer, C. ZNO zinc oxide, Al2O3 aluminum oxide.
A. What is the nature of the oxide SO2 sulfur dioxide? What happens when it is dissolved in water? Write the chemical equation of the reaction involved. Answer, A. SO2 sulfur dioxide is acidic in nature. It produces sulfurous acid when dissolved in water. SO2 sulfur dioxide, gas plus water, liquid, gives sulfurous acid H2SO3 aqueous solution.
What is the nature of the oxide Na2O sodium oxide? What happens when it is dissolved in water? Write the chemical equation of the reaction involved. Solution: Na2O sodium oxide is basic in nature. It produces an alkali called sodium hydroxide when dissolved in water. Equation: Na2O sodium oxide plus water H2O gives 2NaOH sodium hydroxide. What type of oxides are formed when nonmetals react with oxygen? Explain with an example. Solution: A. When nonmetals react with oxygen, they form acidic oxides and neutral oxides. Example: when carbon reacts with oxygen it forms carbon dioxide, which is acidic oxide, and water is formed when hydrogen reacts with oxygen, which is neutral.
What type of oxides are formed when metals combine with oxygen? Explain with the help of an example. Solution: when metal combines with oxygen, they form basic oxides. Example: sodium reacts with oxygen to form a basic oxide called sodium oxide. Name two metals which can, however, liberate hydrogen gas from very dilute nitric acid. Solution: magnesium and manganese are the two metals. A. How do metals react with hydrogen? Explain with an example. Solution: A. Most of the metals do not react with hydrogen. But some of the reactive metals like sodium, potassium, calcium and magnesium can force the hydrogen atom to accept the electrons given by them and form salt-like ionic compounds called metal hydrides. Example: 2Na sodium, solid plus, H2 hydrogen, gas, gives 2NaH sodium hydride solid. B. How do nonmetals react with hydrogen? Explain with an example. Solution: B. Nonmetals react with hydrogen by sharing their electrons with hydrogen electrons to form covalent hydrides. H2 hydrogen, gas, plus S sulfur, liquid, gives H2S hydrogen sulfide, gas. A. What happens when calcium reacts with chlorine? Write an equation for the reaction which takes place. Solution: A. Calcium reacts with chlorine to form ionic chloride called calcium chloride. The reaction is vigorous. C. A calcium, solid plus, Cl2 chlorine, gas, gives C a Cl2 calcium chloride, solid. B. What happens when magnesium reacts with very dilute nitric acid? Write an equation for the reaction involved. Solution: B. Magnesium reacts with very dilute nitric acid to form magnesium nitrate and hydrogen gas Mg magnesium, solid plus, 2HNO3 nitric acid, aqueous, gives magnesium nitrate MgNO3 twice, aqueous plus, H2 hydrogen, gas. B. What happens when magnesium reacts with very dilute nitric acid? Write an equation for the reaction involved. Solution: B. Magnesium reacts with very dilute nitric acid to form magnesium nitrate and hydrogen gas Mg magnesium, solid plus, 2HNO3 nitric acid, aqueous, gives magnesium nitrate MgNO3 twice, aqueous plus, H2 hydrogen, gas.
A copper plate was dipped in AgNO3 solution. After certain time, silver from the solution was deposited on the copper plate. State the reason why it happened. Give the chemical equation of the reaction involved. Solution: when a copper plate is dipped in silver nitrate solution, silver will get deposited on the copper plate because copper is more reactive than silver and it displaces silver from silver nitrate solution. Silver nitrate 2AgNO3 plus Cu copper gives copper, NO3 nitrate, twice, aqueous solution, plus 2Ag silver, solid. State 5 uses of metals and 5 of nonmetals. Solution: uses of metals. 1. Metals are ductile and can drawn into wires. 2. Metals are malleable. 3. Mercury, the metal, is used in thermometers. 4. Gold and silver used to make jewelry. 5. Copper is used to make wires and utensils. Uses of nonmetals. 1. Hydrogen is used to manufacture ammonia. 2. Hydrogen is used as rocket fuel. 3. Graphite is used to make electrodes. 4. Nitrogen is used to preserve food as it is inert. 5. Sulfur used to vulcanize rubber. State one use of each of the following metals: copper, aluminium, iron, silver, gold, mercury. Solution: copper is used to make wires and utensils. Aluminium is used for packing food items and some medicines. Iron is used to make utensils. Silver is used to make jewelry. Gold is also used to make jewelry. Mercury is used in thermometers. State one use of each of the following nonmetals: hydrogen, carbon, as graphite, nitrogen, sulfur. Solution: A. Hydrogen is used as fuels in rockets. Carbon is used to make electrodes of electrolytic cells. Nitrogen is used to manufacture of ammonia and fertilizers. Sulfur is used to make sulfuric acid. B. Mercury is used in thermometers. A. Why does aluminium not react with water under ordinary conditions? Solution: aluminium do not react with water under ordinary conditions because of the presence of a thin layer of aluminium oxide on its surface. Name two metals which can displace hydrogen from dilute acids. Solution: sodium and magnesium are the two metals which can displace hydrogen from dilute acids. C. Name two metals which cannot displace hydrogen from dilute acids. Solution: copper and silver cannot displace hydrogen from dilute acids. 51. A. Why is sodium kept immersed in kerosene oil? Solution: A. Sodium is high reactive element. It will react with oxygen to catch fire. Hence, to prevent the explosion, sodium kept in kerosene. B. Why is white phosphorus kept immersed underwater? Solution: B. White phosphorus starts burning when it comes into contact with air, but it does not react with water. C. Can we keep sodium immersed underwater? Why? Solution: sodium cannot keep immersed in water because it reacts vigorously in cold water to form hydroxide and hydrogen gas and huge amount of heat. Describe the reaction of potassium with water. Write the equation of the reaction involved. Solution: A. Potassium reacts with cold water vigorously and forms potassium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. 2K potassium, solid, plus 2H2O water, liquid, 2KOH potassium hydroxide aqueous solution plus H2 hydrogen gas plus heat. Write an equation of the reaction of iron with steam. Indicate the physical states of all the reactants and products. Solution: 2Fe iron, solid, plus 4H2O water, gas or steam, gives Fe3O4 iron 3, oxide, solid, plus 4H2 hydrogen gas, which gas is produced when dilute hydrochloric acid is added to a reactive metal. Solution: hydrogen gas is produced when dilute hydrochloric acid is added to reactive metal. Give one example, with equation, of the displacement of hydrogen by a metal from an acid. Solution: magnesium reacts with very dilute nitric acid to form magnesium nitrate and hydrogen gas. Mg magnesium, solid, plus 2HNO3 nitric acid, aqueous solution, gives MgNO3 twice magnesium nitrate plus H2 hydrogen gas. What is the action of water on A. Sodium, B. Magnesium and C. Aluminium? Right. Equations of the chemical reactions involved. Solution: A. Sodium reacts vigorously with cold water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. 2. A sodium, solid, plus 2H2O water, liquid, gives 2NaOH sodium hydroxide aqueous solution plus H2 hydrogen, gas, plus heat. What is the action of water on A. Sodium, B. Magnesium and C. Aluminium? Right. Equations of the chemical reactions involved. Solution: magnesium reacts with water to form magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen. Mg magnesium, solid, plus 2H2O water liquid gives MgOH magnesium hydroxide twice aqueous solution plus H2 hydrogen, gas. What is the action of water on A. Sodium, B. Magnesium and C. Aluminium? Right. Equations of the chemical reactions involved. Solution: C. Aluminum reacts with steam to form aluminium oxide and hydrogen gas. 2 aluminum, solid, plus 3H2O steam or water vapor plus Al2O3 aluminium oxide, solid, plus 3H2 hydrogen, gas. You are given samples of 3 metals: sodium, magnesium and copper. Suggest any 2 activities to arrange them in order of their decreasing reactivities. Solution: sodium, magnesium and copper can be arranged based on their reactivity with water. Sodium reacts violently in reaction with water. Magnesium does not react with water and copper also do the same. The most reactive is sodium and less reactive is copper. Sodium is greater than magnesium is greater than copper. Write one reaction in which aluminium oxide behaves as a basic oxide and another in which it behaves as an acidic oxide. Solution: Al2O3 plus 6HCl gives 2AlCl3 plus 3H2O. In the above reaction, aluminium oxide behaves as a basic oxide because it reacts with an acid to form salt and water. Al2O3 aluminum oxide plus 2NaOH sodium hydroxide gives H2O water plus 2NaAlO2 sodium aluminate. When aluminium oxide reacts with a base like sodium hydroxide, it behaves as an acidic oxide. C. Name another metal oxide which behaves like aluminium oxide. Solution: zinc oxide is another metal oxide that behaves like aluminium oxide. A. What happens when calcium reacts with water? Write the chemical equations of the reaction of calcium with water. Solution: calcium reacts with cold water to form calcium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Ca calcium plus 2H2O water gives CaOH twice calcium hydroxide plus H2 hydrogen gas. Write the chemical equation of the reaction which takes place when iron reacts with dilute sulfuric acid. What happens when the gas produced is ignited with a burning matchstick? Solution: when iron reacts with dilute sulfuric acid it forms iron sulfate and hydrogen gas. Fe iron solid plus H2SO4 sulfuric acid, aqueous solution, gives FeSO4 ferrous sulfate, aqueous solution, plus H2 hydrogen gas, G. You are given a dry cell, a torch bulb with holder, wires and crocodile clips. How would you use them to distinguish between samples of metals and nonmetals? Solution: a torch bulb is fitted in a holder and connecting wires with crocodile clips and connected them to an electric circuit. Insert a piece of sulfur between the crocodile clip and bulb does not light up. This says that sulfur does not allow the electric current to pass. Now insert a piece of copper between crocodile clip and bulb will glow. This indicates that nonmetal do not conduct electricity and metals conducts electricity. State any 5 physical properties of metals and 5 physical properties of nonmetals. Solution: properties of metals. 1. Metals are ductile. 2. Metals are malleable. 3. Metals are good conductor of electricity. 4. They are lustrous. 5. They are hard in nature. Properties of nonmetals. 1. Nonmetals are non-malleable. 2. They are non-ductile. 3.
3. They are generally soft. 4. They are bad conductors of electricity. 5. They are non-lustrous. Name 2 physical properties each of sodium and carbon in which their behavior is not as expected from their classification as metal and non-metal respectively. Solution. A. Sodium metal, soft and low melting point, but metals, in general, are hard and have a high melting point. Allotrope of non-metal carbon, graphite conducts electricity, and diamond has a very high melting point. B. Gallium and cesium are the two metals whose melting points are so low that they melt when held in the hand.
Name two metals whose melting points are so low that they melt when held in the hand. Answer: gallium and cesium are having low melting point and will melt in hand when held.